Seaside Band. Thank you so much for getting us started. Good morning. I'm Reverend Lori Sheets, and it's so great to see each of you here on this most sacred and exciting Sunday morning here at Seaside. The musical that was planned down at Tango del Rey is being once again postponed. So there's information on the back about that. That's the French Fries and Velvet Gloves. I just love that title. So next Sunday we have Basic Beliefs. If your head is spinning about some of the things that Ernest Holmes has written, please come see me following second service. We have a 1-hour class when we talk about this teaching and how it fits with your teaching. Also, we have a ministry leaders meeting, so please come. We have a lot going on. We want to bring you up to date. March 10th, there are 4 things. I need you to count them with me. Say, number 1, Rhythms of Radiance, our drum circle at 1 p.m. following second service. Come on. Seaside Sages will have their meeting here. Seaside Singles Brunch is at the Native Foods Cafe. No one is playing this morning with me. No one. I have to do all the work. The 4th one is that there's going to be a family social hour after second service. So the families of those coming here to Seaside can get together and get to know each other and get to know each other's children. So please plan to come to that. As far as our education, we still have a lot going on. If you are still looking to call in the One, we have a class Calling in the One with Reverend Tammy and Rick Mars, and it's focused around the book Calling in the One. It's a class about calling in the One. Are you with me? It starts tomorrow on Monday nights for 7 weeks. Reverend Catherine Economo is a workshop on spiritual mind treatment. So if you really want to up-level your knowledge and how you are giving your spiritual mind treatments, that's this Saturday in the morning. Please come here to Seaside. Master practitioners Jackie Mayo and Kathy Nelson are offering a class called The Partnership Way. This is beginning in the evenings on March 4th, providing new tools and techniques and using partnerships to increase fulfillment in your life. There's a class on nonviolent communication coming up March 9th by Nicole. Nicole, are you here? Where are you? Stand, please. Nicole will be teaching that. It's called Connecting with the Heart. And of course, we always have the luxury of being able to stop by in a study group with Dr. Leo Fishbeck on Wednesday mornings. One of the things that we are extremely excited about is Bring a Friend Sunday, March 17th. And I'll have the video take it from there. Take it from there. And we're going to set that right up. Okay, here we go. Seatbelts on. So what it's about
Let's see if anybody knows what's going on around here. What's going on around here? What's happening March 17th? There's something going on.
March 17th, we're going to have a whole bunch of brand new people coming to see us. We're going to welcome them and make them feel like Seaside is, help them feel that Seaside is their new spiritual home.
Bring a friend to Seaside. It'll transform their lives. It'll transform your life. It'll make a difference in this community.
Hey, you, March 17th, bring a friend to Seaside. Come on down. Ladies and gentlemen, on March 17th, bring a friend to Seaside. Don't miss it. It will be a phenomenal event. You gotta be there.
March 17th, bring a friend to Seaside.
Bring a friend March 17th to Seaside.
On March 17th, bring a friend. You're gonna love it.
And I'm a great believer in doing your alone time spiritual work, but you cannot do community while you're alone. And there is such great value in doing community with people of like mind, of playing with people of like mind, of journeying together with people of like mind. And so to be able to celebrate with the music and the fun and the festivities and the laughter and the applause, it just cannot be beat. And Seaside is the place to be on March 17th as we double the morning attendance, because you know what? Something great's going on here.
Bring a friend.
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 Traiga a sus amigos.
Hi, bring a friend.
Bring a friend to Seaside.
March 17th, be there. We've got monster trucks.
March 17th, you want to be here at Seaside. It's Bring a Friend Sunday. You've got to come. You won't regret it. Be here, Seaside, March 17th. See you then.
Sunday, Qualcomm Stadium, buy a car, wrong commercial. Bring a friend, March 17th, Seaside Church. Don't miss it.
Oh my.
Is that corny?
Perfect.
Corny enough?
Yeah, you're hired.
Woo! Lots of fun. If you don't have any friends, you have 2 weeks to go out and make some and then bring them to Seaside. And now it's my joy to welcome our light bearer this morning, practitioner Brian Atkins. And now, please stand and greet your neighbor and remain standing.
It's time for our congregational song this morning. We're singing, God is my source, God is my power. Here we go. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Let's sing that again. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Joy is my source, joy is my power, joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Joy is my source, joy is my power, joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Bob is my source. Love gives me everything is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything. God is my source. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source.
Woo, it sounded good this morning, and good morning, Seaside. Whoa, what a joy it is to be here with you today. I want you guys to know I give thanks to God every day for you in my life and Seaside and just the wonder and the magic that we are. You know, that we could have a spiritual community that welcomes people wherever they may be on their spiritual path, a place where there's not judgment, just an open embrace, a place where you can feel the presence of God as soon as you drive onto this campus or enter into this sanctuary. There is a feeling, there's a vibration of that presence of God that just cannot help but to awaken that sense of gratitude. So whoever you are, know that you are welcome here, that Seaside is an open and affirming spiritual community, and your presence here today makes a difference. And I am grateful you are here. I'm thankful that you are part of what is going on, which is Spirit Expressing. And it is about moving to those deeper places within ourself and within our experience here this morning. And so to get us moving even deeper than the joy vibration of song is the prayer of Kathy.
Let us go into the stillness now, that space between thoughts, where we hear Spirit most clearly. And riding on that last note of the gong, feel that presence of Spirit right here, right now, moving in through and as everyone in this community, in this city, in this state, in this nation, in the world, in the universe. And I know how blessed we are today to hear the message of Reverend Christian, the readings of Reverend Catherine, and the music. And for all this, I am so deeply grateful. And so it is.
Deep in the stillness, I am listening to the song of my soul. It's in a heartbeat, in a whisper, in this moment when I let go.
And that's our own Peggy Lebo with us today. Thank you, Peggy. And thank you to, beautiful, beautiful. And thank you to our master practitioner, Kathy Paulson, for leading our meditation and our invocation this morning. Thank you for all you give in consciousness. Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Catherine Economo, and it's my honor to welcome you here this morning to Seaside. You're in for a wonderful treat. This is a powerful day, and there's a lot happening here. I know you can feel it already. I have the opportunity to share with you that I have just come back. I traveled to Vancouver with a number of the ministers here to our Centers for Spiritual Living annual conference in the cold, north, rainy Vancouver, British Columbia. So it was wonderful to be there. But we gathered together with religious scientists from all over the world to come together and do spiritual practice together, to be inspired and to talk about the future of this movement and what's happening now and where we go from here. And it was quite an inspirational week. There is a lot happening. And I think that coming back into our centers and coming back and coming together with our community, it's so powerful to remember that what we do here together in our services and our classes and our time together makes a difference in our communities, and it really is shining the light out into the world. And so we're so grateful that you're here. I also wanted to share one quick thing. On my return, I got a phone call from one of my graduates. As you may know, I'm the Dean of the Holmes Institute that trains our ministers for our organization here at Seaside. And I got a call from one of our graduates from last year who's living in Shanghai, Reverend Rob Applegate. And he started his center and had his grand opening on Friday with 45 people in the middle of Shanghai. And it's very exciting, and that's a direct result from his study and his inspiration. And so I love to think of it as he's taking the Seaside energy, where he was planted well here in the soil, and moving it out into the world and blooming and blossoming all across the world. That's what we're doing here, and so we're glad you're here. I'd also like to take a moment just to welcome anyone who's here for the first time. We're glad you're here also. And I want to remind you to come speak with us after the service to our Welcome Center. Get a welcome packet where there's more information about who we are and what we're talking about and what we do here. And there's a gift certificate there for a book, from a free book in the bookstore. So I'll encourage you to do that. Come and spend some time with us and share your light with us, because we honor you and we're grateful simply for your presence. And so our spiritual reading today comes from Dr. Christian's book, The Joyous Living Journal. And so I'll invite you to close your eyes and take a nice deep breath and just be present to these words. Entitled, Mystical Act of Forgiveness. Carlos Castaneda said, "We either make ourselves happy or miserable. The amount of work is the same." And from A Course in Miracles, do you prefer that you be right or that you be happy? You cannot be cynical or resentful and be an avenue for love. You must give up your old hurts and pains. Forgiveness is a transformative power that will disengage a righteous mind looking for justice and retribution to justify its less than loving behavior. The mystical act of forgiveness calls back your anger and pride from the combat zone. Forgiveness will challenge the injured, rational mind to trust love. It will invite caring and understanding beyond the walls of your walled protection. Mystical activity transcends reason and welcomes divine revelations. Forgiveness is your transcendent passage to the freedom of joyous living. And so breathing into the heart space here together, simply knowing that this truly is a day of love, that the foundations of all things, of every thought, every experience, everything that happens is that infinite presence of spirit made manifest as love itself. I know that God is here in its fullness, in its allness, in its creative force, moving in, through, and as all things, as each of us. And we come together in this time to remember the truth of that which we are. And so I know that there is only one life. It is the divine life. It is my life. It is the life of each person within the sound of my voice. And we come together in this unity of being here and now to declare love as the truth of this life. The past is past, and the future is unfolding in grace and joy and freedom. And so I know right here and right now that anyone who is seeking has that which they seek. I know that anyone who needs guidance, wisdom, support has it, for God is right where they are, revealing its wholeness, its fullness, its health, its freedom in such magnificent ways. And so this truly is a day of light. It is a day of celebration. It is a day of expansion. It is a day of joy. And with a grateful heart, I call it forth, I claim it, and I celebrate it, surrendering this word unto the law, knowing that all is well, for God is here. And so it is. Amen.
God, the truth just flows through the voice of Reverend Catherine so beautifully and gracefully, doesn't it? Yeah. Good morning, everybody. The music flows through our guest artist today just as beautifully and gracefully. Make sure you talk to Peggy afterwards, after this service in the back. She's welcome to speak with you. She's not our guest artist like all the other guest artists. She is just a huge member of the Seaside family. So let's welcome Peggy Lebo.
Good morning. So when I heard that today's topic was about forgiveness, I thought, great, I'll write a song about forgiveness. And so I don't know if you've had this experience. Like right now, I'm looking at buying a Prius, so everywhere I go, all I see are Priuses. So this last month, while I'm working on this song, pretty much all I saw were all the ways that I still hadn't forgiven. And so it's been this incredibly powerful experience. And it inspired this next song called I'm Letting Go. I'm letting go of all that weighs me down, surrendering to this peace I finally found. I'm letting go of doubt and fear till there's only love. Let it shine, shine, shine. Oh, let it shine, shine, shine on me. When the night comes closing in and I can't see, I stumble every step I take as I try to make my way back home, till I surrender and let the love in me unlock the chains that bind me and find the light inside me, the way I have before, when I let go of all that weighs me down, surrender to this peace I finally found. I'm letting go of doubt and fear till there's only love. Let it shine, shine, shine. Oh, let it shine, shine, shine on me. I've been carrying this past for so long now. With every step I take, it gets heavier each day. I just want to lay it down. Sweet
I'm so tired of the fight. Yes, I am ready to let go of all that weighs me down. Surrender to this peace I finally found. I'm letting go of doubt and fear till there's only love. Let it shine, shine, shine. Oh, let it shine, shine, shine on me. And I will stand here at the center where these peaceful waters flow, and feel this love wash over me, 'cause it's the closest thing to heaven that I know. I'm letting go of all that's weighed me down, surrendering to this peace I finally found. I'm letting go of doubt and fear till there's only love. Let it shine, shine, shine. Oh, let it shine, 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 shine on me. Let it shine, oh, let it shine.
And that is Peggy Lebo, letting it shine, shine, shine. For all of us here at Seaside, thank you for gracing us with your new song. That's fabulous. That's a keeper. I like it. It's good. All right. Well, let's see. Today I am talking about the mystical act of forgiveness. And mystical in the sense, forgiveness a lot of times just doesn't make sense. There's not a logical explanation why to forgive and love someone who just really did you wrong, who really messed you up in your world, in your life, and left you just to fend for yourself. And yet there's something inside of you that says, I need to love this person. I don't know about that. But whenever I talk about forgiveness, there's always a line that somebody tells me as they walk out the door, so I'm going to give it to you so you don't have to give it to me, whoever you may be. And that is, forgiveness is the fragrance that a flower leaves on the heel that crushed it. That's good. I hear it every time, so I thought I'd give it to you up front. And because the thing with forgiveness is, it is one of the most powerful keys to healing. If any of you came to the women's show on Friday night of The Cure, the movie that was screened here, that one of the main keys to healing that they were telling you about was forgiveness. You know, it is that spot in which you're allowing Spirit to show up in a way that is beyond the way in which you had thought. There's this wonderful Irish rock band called U2. They have a line in one of their songs that says, you got stuck in a moment in time. You got stuck in a moment in time. Something happened, and you got stuck there. You got stuck, and it's all of a sudden you are no longer available for today. You're no longer available for the newness of what is going on in spirit. You got stuck in a moment in time where you chose to step out of the flow and the newness and the expression and the adventure. Something made you step out of the adventure in life, and you're now holding on to that position and afraid to step out there again. And so what happens is you are reading People magazine or the travel brochures that other people have left behind about this adventure and this thing called life, because you have your head caught up on a spot how you got done wrong at a certain point. You must be willing to sever that tie to the anchor that is keeping you from once again being open. You've got to be willing to let go of your story, no matter how good a story or bad a story it is. Forgiveness is the martial arts of consciousness. You know, you've got something nasty going on. You got to step aside. Don't fight it. Don't keep it alive. Don't keep bringing it up. You got to let go. You know, it's easy to forgive somebody you like. That's kindergarten stuff. Are you able to forgive somebody you don't like? That's about letting the divine expression of spirit into your life and your world. You want transformation, you want healing. I got to tell you, I have watched forgiveness transform lives. I have watched forgiveness heal bodies. I've watched cancer dissolve in people's physical body because they have chosen to forgive something that they have been bitter about, to let go of their judgment and they're holding on. I have watched forgiveness change relationships, open up revenue streams. The Course in Miracles will tell you that forgiveness is the key to happiness. You know, you get to decide. You want to be happy here, or you want to sit there in judgment of individuals and say, boy, they did me wrong, and I am never going to forget it. You know? And it's like God doesn't need you to police the universe. You know, you're wrong. You don't need to be around shaking your finger at people. You did it wrong and sit in judgment. You don't need to be the judge, the jury, and the prison guard. Because I'll tell you what, if you have got a judgment or a resentment or something you're holding on about another person or a story you are perpetuating in life, and you got them locked up in jail, guess who has to sit there to keep that? That's right, the cell door locked is you. I want to give you another little piece of information. If that person doesn't even get what you're judging them about, they're not even in that cell. You're the only one who's down there in that darkness. You know how many people are holding on to their judgment, their stories of people that are now dead? Yeah, they did me wrong. You know, they're gone. And you are still miserable in life, not living with a sense of joy. I got to tell you, when you're holding on to that kind of position, it's like your ego mind is like a scavenger dog out there looking for little scraps to validate your ego perspective that says, yes, you have been wronged. And this is what I'm talking about. This is a mystical act. Sometimes it doesn't make logical sense to forgive. You probably were wronged. You probably were whatever your story is. Maybe that is true, but you know what? You want to be free. You want to be healed. You want to experience joy. You want to dance and sing and feast in this thing called life, which is truly the Garden of Eden here on earth. You are the one who has got to allow yourself to enter into that mystical place, which is healing a sense of separation with your brothers or sisters in this world, and allow that healing, transformative power, the presence of God, to move into your life and into your world so you can no longer be caught up with what that scavenger dog of your ego mind brings you and sets at its master's feet and says, yeah, you were, look at, you know, it is, you will perceive your projections. Okay, I've got this projection, and you will find what it is you are looking to substantiate in your life. You got that? That's an important one. You will substantiate what it is you're looking for. That's the way it is. You know, it's done until you believe. You know, form follows consciousness. What is it you're looking for? Are you looking to be forgiven? Of course, the miracles I was writing about, that was one of my best writings. I'm giving you a heads up. Make sure you go home and read today's reading from my book. It is one of the best ones I did. It will transform lives. It will heal your body, increase all sorts of good stuff. But, you know, you got a choice. You want to be right or you want to be happy. Course in Miracles. I didn't make it up. If it wasn't so known line, I would tell you I did. But you get to decide. Do you want to be right or you want to be happy in your life? You get to decide. And if what you're doing is dragging the old stuff about your brothers and your sisters forward into this world, then what you are doing is bringing that past into the present, which creates your future. You get how that works, right? You know, you bring the past into the present, which creates your future. Your future is created out of the present, and your present is where you get to decide, am I going to continue to drag this garbage that I have scavenged along the way, or am I going to create something new? Because as long as I am holding a grievance, I am going against God's plan for heaven on earth. Well, that was good. First service didn't get that. Yeah. As long as I am holding on to a grievance, I am going against God's plan of heaven on earth, of peace in your life, of love as your experience. What is it I am creating in my world? And if I am pulling the past into the present, creating my future, and I am damning my future, that is like really not the wisest way to use infinite possibilities in your life. It's just to damn the future with what it is you don't like. Begin to use the infinite possibilities in your life to create your dreams, what's stirring in your heart and soul, your purpose, what you came here to be. And know that you got it. And it's God's timing, not your timing. Because too often, I'll tell you, what happens is we're stirring, and it's like, why isn't it happening yet? And you're blowing out the candles and whining about the darkness that is going on, and you got this tune going on in your head that it should have happened by now, and it's like there's the judgment. Should have happened by now. Why hasn't it happened? And then I'm thinking about my book. Why hasn't my book #1 bestseller in New York Times list in the head? It should have happened by now. I read these magazines, the fast track, and people become billionaires on their way to their 20s. I watch these young stars on American Idol, and all of a sudden they've just been given the world that is handed to them, and I'm here scratching my head, wondering how can this young skinny thing shining in and got a boatload of cash haven't made in their world, and I'm out here on this slow turtle on the back roads to my success. It's like, gotta get off that. Yeah? Just got to realize that it is about this adventure that I am in life, and I'm not going to get caught up in this moment in time and think this is the way it's supposed to be. I got to remember it's the adventure, and it is the newness of God that is showing up in this moment. I'm not going to get caught in this moment in time because something that had happened and that I have brought forward into the future, but rather I am going to be present in this moment to be that expression and that place where the presence of God is showing up new in all things. I love this story that comes from, the Mists of Avalon, where King Arthur and Merlin do their dance. And Merlin's pleased with Arthur, and he's going away. And King Arthur says to Merlin, "I shall never forget you." And Merlin, in his enchanted kind of way, looks back at King Arthur and says, "Well, I hope to forget you." King Arthur's just devastated, kind of whines, "Why do you want to forget me?" And Merlin, in his enchanted, wise, and profound, loving expression of truth, it says, "So I can meet you again, so I can meet you again, so I can experience the newness and the joy. I trust what's coming my way. I trust Spirit showing up. I don't need to hold on to that moment in time that was good, because I'm going to have another moment in time that's even more wonderful. But if I'm so busy comparing this meeting with that meeting, what I am denying is the adventure of the unfolding of the greater expression of God. I'm sitting in judgment that this is good. I learned with teaching classes and workshops a long time ago, as soon as I begin to compare one class to another class, or one workshop to another workshop, or one counseling session to the other counseling session, or one coaching session to the other, you'll drive yourself crazy. They're different. One is not better than the other. They're wonderful and they're magical, but I've got to get out of the judging and forgive myself, and that's an important aspect here. We're so busy forgiving everybody else, but what is essential is that we learn to forgive ourselves for the mistakes and the challenges that we have made, so I can be present for the expression of God. Edgar Tolle, he talks about present moment awareness. Can only happen in the gap, which is between the stream of mind, or the past-future continuum. That gap is the only true place that new creative thoughts can come into your life. That the new creative expression of God can show up is in that gap. And that can only happen when that stream of mind slows down enough and there is that space for the newness and the openness of Spirit to have its way, where I can now become the essential expression of Spirit, that I can be that expression of compassion in action, that I'm willing to forgive and to let go of what was, to be open to what is, and to realize that my ego mind sometimes is out there looking for what is wrong and the evidence to substantiate why it is, and so I can close down. Well, when somebody else has closed down and they have been less than kind to you, and they all have probably experienced that in our life to one extent or the other. There are extremes that go on there. But what has happened is that individual has lost touch with their true essence. But don't allow their action to have you lose touch with your true essence. If someone's heart has closed down, it doesn't mean your heart needs to close down. If they are acting inappropriate and less than graceful ways, it is what they are doing in their life, and their action does not determine who you are. And it's probably very appropriate that you do not remain in the field of that abuse. By no means are you supposed to stay there and say, you know what, I'm going to heal you and make you all better. It's not about healing and making somebody else all better. Who somebody is who somebody is, and that is just who they are. You know, but what happens too often is people get into relationships and say, oh, this one's close. So with a little tweaking, it should be just right. Yeah. So I'm going to forgive their transgressions and mold them into what vision I have. You know? And relationship is not about molding into someone into what it is you expect from them. They are who they are, and as long as you're in there trying to change somebody, you've got an issue and a problem. You know, if somebody is not a romantic partner, what it means is they are not a romantic partner with you. It doesn't mean they are wrong. It just means it's not their thing with you. And you do not need to make them wrong. You do not need to harbor resentment. You just move yourself into that place of forgiveness and realize that if the train doesn't stop in the station, it's not your train to get on. This person is not your person. This business relationship or opportunity isn't yours. Can you let it go and let it be just that? But what happens is, you know, we just, boom, we take off with these expectations. Why aren't I there yet? You know, we've got this vision of high expectation, and all of a sudden the world seems to be constricting in upon us, and we do not live in a constricting universe. I don't care what the headlines say. What I know is I live in an abundant universe, and my universe and my life will substantiate my perception. You know, my projections will begin to bring the perception of the abundance in which I live in. But if I think that, you know, it has been taken from me, and all of a sudden I feel as if this opportunity I had in my life is now gone. And there's this like big, huge, fast and furious bowling ball coming down the alley right at me, ready to take out all the shining pins that I was ready to put my dreams on. I was going to hang my dreams, and out it goes, and boom, and what is left? You know, I had this vision, I had this idea, it should have been working, and I'm on this glass elevator shooting up into the high skies, and boom, the cable has been cut out from underneath, and it comes crashing down, and I'm thinking, what is going on here? I've got to recognize that I am not living in a universe of scarcity, that there will be a second opportunity, a third opportunity, a fourth opportunity, a million more opportunities to love and to share and to give those gifts that I've come into this world to give. No one can deny that from me. But if you hold on to a resentment thinking someone did, you're that jailer sitting in that cell all by yourself. So what you get to decide to do is to bring the presence of God into the relationship. You know? And say, okay, I don't get it, Spirit, life. But you know what? I want to see, as you see here. If I am in this experience, and I got somebody who has really ticked me off, and I have got anger here around this dynamic, which is an appropriate human emotion to go through. You just don't want to get stuck there. But you come to realize, okay, this anger, this individual becomes a teaching tool for me because they have shown me the edge of my capacity to be able to forgive. So what I'm going to do is know that God is greater than what my capacity is because I am Spirit expressing here. And so as I begin to open up and say, God, show me here how this person is a beautiful person because I sure don't see it. You know, show me how this next business opportunity is going to turn out because this last one came crashing down out of the sky. And you're telling me I don't live in a world of scarcity? Well, I'll tell you what, the only ones who live in a limited world of scarcity are those who believe in the limitedness of the universe. Because there is no limitation there other than what I begin to embrace upon myself. And so I say, God, show me. You know, my body is failing me here or betraying me here. Heard Christians say forgiveness is going to heal cancer. Pick one. It doesn't matter. What I know is forgiveness begins to remove the block that stands between you and your divine self. It removes the wall that stands between you and your brother or your sister. It gives you selective remembering. It allows you to be that place where the flow of life can once again return, because I am now open and willing to move on this adventure and let go of my position that I'm holding in a moment in time, knowing that it may have been good, but there's something greater in store. I'm letting go of my moment in time that holds me bondage to pain, because there's something greater in store for me. God, let me see as you see here. I'm willing to forgive. I'm willing to surrender my old position. I'm willing to surrender. I want to see as God sees here. I want to love as God loves here. I want to think as Spirit thinks here. And like the song from Les Miserables that you'll probably hear sung tonight on the Academy Awards, to love another person is to see the face of God. To love another person is to see the face of God. And you are the only one who can make that choice. It does not matter what another individual or life has done to you, or business has done to you, or your parents have done to you, or your relationship has done to you. You are the one who is always at choice. And when you choose love, when you choose to forgive, when you choose to surrender your position, good or bad, what you begin to do is to heal that part of the self that has been fractured. You begin to heal that sense of separation, that there could be spirit and something else. You begin to step into that place where there is only spirit that is here. And when I know there's only spirit that is here, then I'm willing to go on that adventure. I'm willing to let go of how I have known you in the past and know that God is my source, and that I am grateful every day of every moment to come to know you in a new way. Even if I am grateful today for you in my life, I become even more grateful tomorrow, because what I know is there is more of you for me to love. And as you're willing to forgive, which is to give first, you're the forgiver of the blessings. The universe cannot help but to fill that space with even greater good. God bless you as you do your deep spiritual work this week. Thank you. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring back the wonderful Peggy Lebo.
Singing and saying it's time to come home. We travel far to be here this moment. Now it seems like we're close. If we follow the light that shines in all of us, speaks to our hearts, follow the signs, 'cause they're all around us, in the love that surrounds us. No matter how far we may go, love will lead the way home. took some time to get here where all these roads lead back to one. If we follow the light that shines in all of us, follow the dream that speaks to our hearts, follow the signs, 'cause they're all around us in the love that surrounds us, no matter how far we may go. Love will lead the way home. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. If we follow the light that shines in all of us, follow the dream that speaks to our hearts, follow the signs, 'cause they're all around us in the love that surrounds us, no matter how far we may go. Love will lead the way. Love will lead the way. Love will lead the way. Home, home. Out in the streets, people are singing and saying it's time to come home.
Peggy Lebo! People are singing in the streets. Time to come home. Time to come back to Spirit, for sure, for sure. Hey, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to unite together in our givingness. It is a time where we get to feel within our heart and soul how each of us has been touched in a personal way. Knowing that God is our source, that it is Spirit's expression in our very life. It is God that gives us the power to experience the joy and the love in our world, to choose that and to know that each of us becomes that space through which the abundance of life flows. And so this is the moment where we unite together and know that our gift makes a significant difference in the ongoing activities of our community. It creates this home where we have the opportunity to come together and to feel that presence of God, to be able to walk through the doors and feel the presence, to know that Seaside continues to be here after months or years of being gone, that it is truly a place where love sustains it. And so I invite you to listen to your heart and your soul today and just to feel the gratitude for remembering Spirit in your life, that there is a relevance of this spiritual message that can touch you deep. And so I'd like to invite our ushers to come forward at this time and say thank you to this wonderful crew as they come forward. And thank you to those who mail in your contributions. When you can't be here on a Sunday, it is greatly appreciated. And those that remember us with the auto tithe, that regular systematic support from your world to the ongoing regular activities at Seaside. It makes a difference, that regular support, because there is regular obligations on our side. And so I share this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing truly that the blessings of the divine unfolds in this moment, uplifting and enriching and allowing the God expression to have its way in ever-increasing kinds of ways is our very life. For the blessings the Spirit moves in this moment, transforming and revealing the truth of being, that our wealth and our peace and our security rests on Spirit, nothing outside, but truly that infinite reservoir of God's good pours forth in our life in those ways that make a difference. So knowing that each of us has been entrusted to be a good steward with God blessings, and that which has blessed our life, we continue to send it forth into the world, watching it ripple into this outer expression of life, bringing this love and the blessing and the good and the abundance and the truth to all that comes in contact. So it is. Amen. And together, let us say our affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Hey, the guys from Seaside. And also this wonderful blessing from us all, for truly this is the divine expression. It is music made manifest. It is expression of God's love that moves through each and every one of us, that brings forth this percolating idea. For truly Seaside continues to be vision-led, and I know right now that this which has been given is taken care of in good stewardship, and it's set forth into this world that supports God's ministry, showing up as Seaside, blessing all those with whom it comes in contact. Thank you for this moment and this time and space, and knowing greater good continues to flow. Where we're in the flow, and so it is. Amen. Thank you, Robin. Appreciate that. All right. Hey, thank you, guys. You're fabulous, for sure. Peggy Lebo, what a blessing you are to Seaside. Thank you for being one of our sisters. And congratulations on the success of the sisters meeting on Friday night. I guess it was just a fabulous group that came out for the film. So you, Callie, Gail, and the wonderful panel. Hey, Carl, thank you for leading us in music. Bless you, and take our love to Fran. We know she's well and whole. And Reverend Catherine, thank you for sharing this morning. And know you got a class Saturday. You want to know more about treatment and prayer Saturday. Reverend Catherine's treatment class is fabulous. Giving us sound today is Ed. Thank you, Ed. Giving us visuals is Marv, and know that there's a CD available right after the service if you'd like to pick it up. And if you want to wait, you can always watch it on the wonderful podcast. Tim has done over 325 straight weeks of sharing our message with the world. It's live streaming, so hello to our viewing audience at home. So, hey, the last Sunday of the month, what we'd like to do is our prayer wall, and not quite yet because I have a prayer request of all of you this week. I mean, always I know you hold Seaside in its wonderful place, but there is a powerful dynamic taking place tomorrow here at Seaside. I wrote about it on the Inside Seaside. But as all of us know, together since summer at least, we have been diligently working on moving our traditional loan with the bank to a loan that is done through the bond, because we have a balloon payment coming, which means the bank wants all their money. Things aren't quite appraising what they used to appraise at, and we found a wonderful gift of a company that's going to do a public bond offering. We have met all their wonderful requirements. We raised a good amount of money in the fall that had made us eligible for this upcoming year. We've done the outside audit of 3 years successfully. We have looked at documents, and they're coming tomorrow we trust will be the final day of due diligence. They're coming with their lawyer, they're coming with their documents, they're coming with their guys, checking out this place again. And so I'm asking all of us to hold this meeting tomorrow at prayer. We're starting at 1:30. And one other thing they've asked us to do is they're lending us or the money, but they have asked us to bring $37,000 to the table for the closing in escrow. And so as I shared with you last week, there's a family that came forth and said, you know what, we will contribute to Seaside half of that in matching funds, $18,500 worth. And so I asked anybody last week who could help out, and what we have received thus far is $8,400 that have instantly doubled. And so what we're really looking for by tomorrow, by 1:30, is the other $10,000. So if anybody is thinking about they want to help out, talk to me, call me, text me, any of those things, and let us know, because it would be very beneficial to come to this meeting saying, you know what, we have the fresh money for that, as opposed to needing to go into savings, because their concern is our sustainability. Since we did so well at the end of last year, they wonder, well, how are we going to do this every quarter after? And I said, well, by the grace of God. So anyway, what I'm asking all of us is to pray, to know. I mean, it's already done within the mind of God, and we'll fill you in next Sunday as to how it goes. But what I want to do right now is call up our practitioners to create this prayer wall. These are the individuals that have been trained in the art of prayer. What they are doing is just casting forth this wonderful vibration of Seaside. Good things are going on. We've got Bring a Friend Sunday. Did you see that video that Steve Dahl did? That's fabulous. That's fun. 17th. We're going to double our attendance. It's going to be a 700 Sunday because everybody's going to bring a friend. But what we're going to do right now is pray. I'm going to pray, then we'll sing ourselves out, and then I invite anybody who would like a prayer to come forward, and you will receive a wonderful gift, a blessing from one of these practitioners in a specific telescopic kind of way. So take advantage of this. They are gifting this to you. And so I know right now, as each of us continues to journey in this wonderful stream of life, there is this new adventure. I'm not stepping into my memory of what the stream was. I am stepping into what the stream is. That stream of life, that God expression, that dynamic vibration that is totally new now. It's not what it was at the last service, and it's not what it was from my meditation. It is absolutely new. I will be happy to meet you again and again and again. And as I open up to that new expression of that divine motion in this movement, I know that what I am is Spirit expressing, that these words are divine proclamations of wholeness, of truth that is relevant to each and every one of us that is present. For I speak in this vibrational field, the wholeness of being, and know that if there's anyone here today that is working on getting into a greater sense of that flow, that is experiencing anything less than the graceful expression of life itself, that is experiencing a challenge with the wholeness of expression, and that is that human experience. But it is time to let go, forgive, surrender, and allow it to be what it was, and know that what is right now is God made manifest in a great, grand, and glorious, relevant kind of way for each of us. For I stand here as a witness to God's good manifesting in this moment, and the shift that is taking place that allows that opening of that wonderful flow of life itself to express in wholeness and abundance and wealth and creativity and joy and relationship and intimacy, and knowing truly that any of the old ways of trying to control outcome with guilt and that egocentric way opens up to the God way, which is a release and a surrender and an opening and a trust. And I live in this trustful state, knowing that I'm no longer stuck in a moment of time, in a story, in a past experience, but rather what I am right now is that wonderful space of God expression. For it's true about Seaside. Every prayer in our prayer request chest is already answered within the mind of God, expressing itself in the right ways in individual worlds. I know that our meeting tomorrow with this bond company is divinely ordained, and the divine right action unfolds in God's perfect timing, and that is Spirit speaking unto Spirit, and Spirit seeing the truth of that which Seaside is, which is a vision-led spiritual community that puts God first in all things. It is a place where the children are fed and lives are healed, and there is caring and there is compassion. When people walk through the door, they can feel that presence of God. When they drive onto this campus, they know that this is a Mecca, for truly there is a blessing that is going on here that is sustained by God itself, for it is God made manifest. Irrespective of how it looks, I know right now that Spirit knows, and I trust in that. As I trust Spirit with my life and my world and my work and who I am and my relationships, I just forgive any of my misgivings and allow my forgiving to multiply into ever greater good. It's true in this moment. And I am so grateful and thankful and appreciative, knowing that my word is the truth, that it cannot return void, that it is law until it is sent, and there's something great and grand and glorious going on in this moment for everyone who says yes to it. So I let go, and I say yes. So it is.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. Now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release, I let go, I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit flood my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Seaside. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for
That's a good one. Hey, our affirmation is, I follow my loving heart. Together, I follow my loving heart. Oh, come on, like you mean it. I follow my loving heart. One more time. I follow my loving heart. And our song of grace, who was written by Peggy and myself.
And Reverend Christian.